This is the World Financial Report on Radio with Harold Siegel. My name is Randy Marshall. Joining us via the telephone, our financial and diamond expert, Harold Siegel. We're taping our show on October the 9th, 2015. It's the Thanksgiving long weekend here in Canada. Don't forget, if you ever miss a radio show, we have a podcast through iTunes. Type in The World Financial Report on Radio. You will find us there. We're portable. We go on any of your devices. As well, there are two websites, HESradio.com, rarecoloreddiamonds.com, that Harold has, and on those websites, the shows are streaming live. You can listen to them 24/7, HESradio.com, rarecoloreddiamonds.com. Rarecoloreddiamonds.com, featured Diamond of the Week, and it is a beauty. We should know probably in about week or two time exactly what happened with the Argyle Pink Tender. It was wrapping up around October 21st. Our featured diamond this week is a .52 carat emerald cut fancy intense pink Argyle. You can see it at rarecoloreddiamonds.com, rarecoloreddiamonds.com, featured diamond of the week. Thanksgiving in Canada, and we head into the Thanksgiving long weekend with some good news. Here in Canada, we gained 12,000 jobs, and the unemployment rate stayed at about 7.1%. Commodities had the best week since 2012. Oil around $50, the loonie up around 77 cents. Emerging market currencies, they had their best week since 2008. In our free weekly newsletter, which you can get from Harold, rarecoloreddiamonds.com, or call 1-800-432-1022, Henry Blodgett coming out, and he's from Business Insider, saying, stock market history says stock performance going forward is going to be poor for another 10 years. The New York Stock Exchange, short interest, surges to a record pre-Lehman 2008. A lot of people are short stocks right now. Also, China dumping U.S. government debt. A lot of countries around the world are doing that right now. And Deutsche Bank sees a $7 billion quarterly loss on write-downs. $7 billion, and they're talking about cutting their dividend for at least a year. One of the top stories for us, though, you definitely want to take a look at it, our featured diamond of the week from rarecoloreddiamonds.com, a .52 carat emerald cut fancy intense pink Argyle, rarecoloreddiamonds.com, featured diamond of the week. And Harold, you've been saying it for quite some time. People need to be in hard assets. And this week we saw hard assets do very, very well.
You bet. The thing is about these markets is that October is a crazy month for all markets, and there's tremendous volatility. Don't forget, most stock market crashes happened in October. However, I am not in agreement with the fact that the Dow is going to be in the doldrums for 10 years. Don't forget that the market fell in 2008 from basically 14,000 down to 6,500. And at that point, it was a mortgage crisis. It was all the skullduggery with the banks that were loaning money and everything, all the things that were going on at that time. However, once the Dow bottomed at 6,500, now again, the Federal Reserve played their part and the U.S. government played their part, and they had quantitative easing and printed trillions of dollars and basically got the economy back on track. Not that it's the strongest economy in the world, but the U.S. economy is better than almost every other economy out there at this time. The U.S. dollar is still, one of the strongest currencies. So I said it on last week's show because, again, a lot of people are thinking that the Dow is getting ready to plummet. But look what happened this week. And we said it on last week's show. And I don't want to confuse anybody, but again, things are not great in the United States, but they're better off in the U.S. than they are in Europe and China and most other countries in the world. That's why the U.S. dollar is so strong. But even though things are not phenomenal, and the Dow was dropping substantially. Don't forget the Dow has been to almost 18,500, and it dropped down to 16,000, actually 15,009 and change last week. However, look what happened this week. On Friday, when the job numbers came out last Friday, we were taping the show. The Dow was down 300 points. The job numbers were horrendous. However, by the end of the day, the Dow finished up 300 points. There was a 600-point spread in that one day of trading. In fact, every day this week, the Dow has been up, and now we're looking at the Dow is trading over 17,000. Almost 17,100. So you've seen the Dow go up every single day this week, and it rallied after the worst job numbers that we've seen in a long time. So again, it's not that things are great in the United States, they're not, but things are better in the U.S. than they are in most other countries. So I do not agree that the Dow is going to plummet at this particular point. I believe the Dow is going to go to 20,000 because, again, we know it's manipulated. We know that they're going to try to do everything they can to keep stock prices up because if the Dow plummeted, the U.S. would go back into recession. So they certainly are motivated to keep that market up. And again, I think the best example of that was last Friday when the Dow opened down 300 points on horrible job numbers and finished up 300 points higher on the day. So as we're taping the show today, we also had a strong rally in gold. But October has always been a good month for gold. So has September. So at this particular point, we're still trading in a range. In fact, I must have had 12 or 15 calls this week asking if we've seen the bottom of gold, and now gold is going to start to rally and get back on track. And unfortunately, the answer to that, as far as I'm concerned, is no. There's no way that gold can go higher at this particular point, in my opinion, because the two major things that affect the price of gold on the upside is inflation, which we don't have any inflation at this point here, and a weak U.S. dollar. And we have the opposite of that. We have a U.S. dollar that's trading at 95 to 96 cents. In fact, the only currencies that are stronger than the U.S. dollar at this point are the British pound, the Swiss franc, and the euro. Every other currency is way below the U.S. dollar. So my answer to that is that unless we all of a sudden start to see inflation, which, again, they're suppressing prices at this point here, so we have deflation. So that's not a factor at this particular point. It will be in the future, but it's not at this particular point. And then as far as the U.S. dollar goes, I just don't see any chance that the U.S. dollar is going to drop at this point. In actual fact, for gold to get back up to 1,900 to 2,000, the U.S. dollar has got to drop below 80 cents and closer to 72.5 cents, which is where it was in 2011 when the Dow when gold hit its all-time high of $1,920 and silver went back to 50. So unless we see the U.S. dollar plummeting at this point here, and I just don't see that at all because all other countries are in much worse shape than the U.S., I see that the price of gold is going to come down. I see that the price of gold is going to come down to $1,000. And the reason I say that is for the exact reasons that I just gave you, a very strong U.S. dollar. And what I believe is going to happen is that the U.S. dollar is going to break par. It's going to break par probably before the end of this year. And once it breaks par, there's all these buy orders in the U.S. dollar above that price that will get filled as soon as gold breaks above par. And at that point there, I'm predicting 107 to 109, which is the highs in the currency market that we saw back in 2011 when gold hit $1,920. So again, at this particular point, I just see that the market is trading in a range. It's very volatile, but please don't get sucked into this move. We're not ready to buy gold or silver at this particular point. Silver has been trading in the $14 to $15 range. We've had a 50-cent spread in the price of silver so far in trading on Friday. It was as low as $15.64 and as high as $16.11. So basically, until gold can break out and close at least a couple days above 1180, and then the important numbers are in the 12 and 1300 range, I just don't see that happening at this particular point. Even though I am long-term bullish on gold and intermediate bullish on gold, short-term I still see the gold is going to drop. And that's what we're seeing in the market at this point. We've also seen a strong rally in oil this week, where oil actually came up to $50. We're up 21 cents as we're taping the show on Friday. However, I just don't see oil going higher. I just don't see it. I see oil going substantially lower because there's a massive oversupply of oil on the market. And we've talked about this for the last couple of months. You know, the U.S. and other countries have taken away a lot of the problems that they had with Iran, and they're going to allow Iran to start shipping oil. And Iran's going to ship a ton of oil, and so is Russia. So the fact is that we are going to see a lot more oil come onto a market that is already saturated with oil. And now we're going into the winter time. We're in the fall right now. We're going into winter. It's no longer heavy driving season. So the fact is that a lot of people use natural gas as opposed to heating oil at this point. So again, my outlook for that is that the crude oil market has got to come down into the 30s dollar range. So we are looking for a pullback in crude that's substantial. But again, there will be a time when the crude oil market is going to straighten out again, and we'll certainly let you know when we think that's going to happen. In the meantime, it's very difficult to make money in any of these markets right now. The fact is that to trade the Dow up to 20,000, it's not a big enough move to make any money, and it's still a very, very risky market. You still have to pick the right stocks. On top of that, you got the commodity markets that are extremely volatile and all over the place and not making an awful lot of sense at this point. So, again, my suggestion is, number one, to get some of your investments out of Canadian dollars, which has already dropped 30% and probably going to drop as much as 40 to 45% against the U.S. dollar over the next 6 months. So I am looking for the Canadian dollar to fall further. And please don't get this wrong. I'm very, very proud to be Canadian. Born and raised, everything about me is Canadian. Love the Leafs. I love the Blue Jays. I love everything about Canada. But the fact is that it's in trouble. And the Canadian dollar is totally tied in to the price of oil and commodities. And when commodities are going down, you know, the price of the Canadian dollar is going to drop. So if you have all your money in Canadian dollars, you're going to reduce your buying power, and if you ever wanted to go to the States, it's going to cost you 30, 40, almost 50% more if I'm right to where the U.S. dollar goes to and the Canadian dollar goes to. I've been suggesting for the past few months very, very heavily to get out of Canadian dollars and get something into U.S.-based investments. Now, I'm not saying go into U.S. stocks, and I'm not saying to buy things on leverage or anything risky. We're saying the opposite of that, to be totally out of the speculative markets. And basically, it's right now a matter of keeping your money, not losing your money in the marketplace. So we have programs available that are U.S.-based, that are very conservative, that can help you tremendously as far as making money in these markets. So, you know, we look at these markets totally different than most. I've been in the investment business personally for over 35 years, and we've been very fortunate to pick trends that have made our clients fortunes in the markets over the last few decades. So, again, at this particular point, we're recommending to get some money into U.S.-based investments because we do see a huge change coming in the U.S.-Canadian dollar, with the U.S. going substantially higher and the Canadian dollar going substantially lower. If you want to know how to do that, please give me a call. I'll spend as much time as you need explaining how these situations work and how you can make money getting out of Canadian dollars and into basically U.S.-based investments. So, again, Randy, at this particular point, even though we had a strong week in the markets where we saw gold, silver, oil, all do extremely well, we haven't seen the markets, for example, in the U.S. dollar, come down substantially in any way, shape, or form. The U.S. dollar is still trading right at the 95-cent level. And it's not going to take a lot to get the U.S. dollar above par. And once it does, all hell is going to break loose in the markets, and you're going to see the Canadian dollar and other currencies fall tremendously as the U.S. dollar overtakes the euro and becomes actually the second strongest currency right below the British pound. So, Randy, that's the way I see things in the market at this particular point.
Featured Diamond of the Week from rarecoloreddiamonds.com is a .52 carat emerald cut, fancy, intense pink argyle. We found out here recently that the mine is going to be shutting down in about 2020. And that means 90 to 95% of the world's pinks will be gone. If you'd like to learn more, Speak personally and privately with Harold about investing in hard assets, diamonds, gold, and silver. And our number to call to speak with Harold, 1-800-432-1022. It's a free call, 1-800-432-1022. Harold's website, rarecoloreddiamonds.com. Go to rarecoloreddiamonds.com, click on Featured Diamond of the Week. The diamond we had last week was a green diamond. It was a yellow green, if I remember correctly. And Harold said to me, it went right away on Monday. So if you're interested, do not delay. Come. Harold actually will be off on Monday as it's Thanksgiving in Canada, holiday in the United States as well. I believe it's Columbus Day. So call Tuesday morning, 1-800-432-1022, and ask Harold about our featured diamond, a .52 carat emerald cut fancy intense pink argyle. You can see it at rarecoloreddiamonds.com. We have video of it there with the featured diamond of the week. The financial news of the week in our free weekly newsletter, and you can get it from Harold. We send it out via email free of charge every week. Richard Russell, who writes the Dow Theory Letters. He's in his 90s. He's been writing the Dow Theory Letters for 60 years. This is a man who has seen a lot. And he says the financial news is bearish enough with U.S. manufacturing barely advancing. This alone should stop the Fed from raising rates this year or even into 2016. Exports were the weak link in the sluggish economic report just out recently. Exports contracted at a rate that matches the worst level in 3 years. USA Today has an article which says that most of the top analysts are revising their predictions to the downside, with top analysts turning skeptical about the market and the economy. The Fed is left in limbo. Any thoughts of raising short rates will be laid to rest for the foreseeable future. With the Fed unlikely to raise rates over the next year or so, this is a huge plus for gold, huge plus for hard assets. Rob Arnott, and he is a financial analyst, coming out this week and saying, are we going to see QE4 when Yellen and the rest are saying, no, we are actually going to raise rates? I would love for them to raise rates. I think it's the best thing they could do, but I think they are likely to chicken out, and I think the markets are likely at some stage to roll over into a bear market. It may have already happened, and the response to a bear market and a recession is highly likely to be, gosh, we need to stimulate our way out of this. So let's do another round of QE, and let's do it even bigger than last time. And that's what scares me. As an American, it scares me. As an investor, it creates opportunity. People aren't worried about inflation. What a great time to put your inflation hedges in place. Inflation hedges are cheap. When people aren't afraid of inflation, what a marvelous time to buy your inflation hedges. And one of the overriding themes that was coming out this week, a lot of people, a lot of those in the know following the markets are very, very skeptical that the Fed will raise rates this year, although their minutes did come out during the week, and they believe that they'll raise rates before the end of the year. But due to the U.S. economy, the poor jobs report, some of the manufacturing numbers, what's happening around the world, supposedly with the Fed minutes, they held off because of what was happening geopolitically and financially around the world. They did not raise rates. They indicated that they would before the end of the year. A lot of traders are betting that maybe there's a less than 10% chance in October that they will raise rates, or even in 2016 altogether. So, Harold, that was one of the overriding themes, and people can read about it more in our free weekly newsletter. They can get our newsletter by calling you at 1-800-432-1022 or connect with you at rarecoloreddiamonds.com. And I really find that that I'm agreeing with some of the experts that are out there that you read about on Bloomberg and Reuters and CNN Money, major news sources, that it's going to be very hard for the Fed to raise rates in the environment that we're in.
Well, I agree with that, and they keep on insisting on it, but with no inflation, it's very, very difficult to raise interest rates. So, again, I have to agree at this point here that I don't see that happening, but again, anything can happen with this government. Believe me, it's crazy times. But all in all, there's just so many problems out there. Again, what we really need to do is just uncomplicate things, just to get out of anything that's risky in any way, shape, or form. We do not want to be in anything that has any major risk to it whatsoever, and anything that is paper traded, because we've seen exactly what happens with paper trades. The fact is that look at the gold and silver markets. The physical market is extremely strong. There's shortages in gold and silver. And by the way, that's why I believe that gold and silver are not going to fall out of bed type of thing, because there are definitely shortages in the marketplace. So the fact is that will support the market at around $1,000 in gold and probably around $12.50 to $12 in silver type of thing. So all in all, we see that there's just way too much risk in the market to do anything with paper. Everything is being manipulated, and all we want to do at this point is just sit in safer investments and not leverage anything, don't finance anything, and basically just take our time. So I'm looking at these markets at this point here, and I'm not looking at trading anything. I'm looking at buying and holding, and the only things that we buy and hold is really gold and silver and diamonds.
Featured Diamond of the Week is a 0.52 carat emerald cut fancy intense pink argyle. See it at rarecoloreddiamonds.com. Featured Diamond of the Week. You can speak with Harold personally and privately. He has an open invitation to speak with him. And remember, it is confidential, the conversation, 1-800-432-1022, or connect with him at rarecoloreddiamonds.com. If you're confused about the markets as they are today, definitely take Harold up on his offer to speak with you about where you should have some of your money shifted. We like to, on our show, make people aware of events that could be possibly happening in the future that could affect their investments. And one thing that came across my desk this week that I was very surprised about, and I knew this was coming, but it could be quite upsetting. Wake up to UK exit is obviously a huge risk. Banks tell investors as polls shift. Investors being urged to tune into the looming political battle over the UK's membership of the European Union amid signs it will prove closer than most people think. Now, David Cameron was re-elected, and he set a date of a referendum by the end of 2017. And he promised those in the UK that they could vote on whether or not they would stay in the EU. And looking at this point, it's very, very close, about a 50-50 proposition. And some of the different financial houses are coming out and saying that people should have this on their radar now. Regardless of your view of Europe, you'd expect some volatility if the possibility of departure increases. So that's a story that we'll have to keep an eye on in the days, weeks, and months ahead. Possibly the UK leaving the EU, and that could definitely, in our minds, upset the financial markets. Connect with Harold at rarecoloreddiamonds.com, rarecoloreddiamonds.com, or speak with him personally and privately about investing in hard assets, 1-800-432-1022. We're going to come back and talk about diamonds as the World Financial Report on Radio with Harold Siegel and me, Randy Marshall, continues right after this. Welcome back to the World Financial Report on Radio with Harold Siegel. My name is Randy Marshall. Happy Thanksgiving, long weekend here in Canada. And we say happy holiday to our friends in the United States who listen to us. Obviously, our radio show runs on 630 CHED in Edmonton. And we're taping on October the 9th, 2015. Our show runs Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock. If you ever miss a radio show, the shows are archived on Harold's two websites, HESradio.com, rarecoloreddiamonds.com. We have a podcast through iTunes. Type in The World Financial Report on Radio. You will find us there. We're portable. We go anywhere you do on your portable device. And if you ever miss a show, we are there with you on many different platforms. Keep that in mind. And don't forget, Harold always has that very generous offer on the table, and that is you can speak with him. If you're a radio listener, you can speak with him at 1-800-432-1022. And if you have any questions about investing, Harold will be more than happy to take the time to speak with you. 1-800-432-1022. And remember, the call is free, and it is 100% confidential. Connect with Harold at rarecoloreddiamonds.com. rarecoloreddiamonds.com. Our featured diamond of the week is a 0.52 carat emerald cut fancy intense pink argyle. See it at rarecoloreddiamonds.com. Featured diamond of the week. You can see the video there. And I was looking, October 21st is when the argyle tender ends. And we should have an idea at that point how the pink diamonds did with the argyle tender as they traveled around the world and different brokers bid on them. We are expecting some record prices for 2015. That would not be a surprise at all. In the news this week in the diamond world, 75-carat fancy, vivid yellow diamond highlights Christie's auction. Christie's is pleased to announce the highlights of its upcoming important jewels auction October 20 in New York City. This auction is among the first to launch the much-anticipated fall season of Christie's worldwide jewelry auctions and features over 300 individual jewels, including a wide selection of colored diamonds and colorless diamonds, colored gemstones, and signed jewelry. Estimates for the items range from $3,000 up to $3 million, with the total sale expected to achieve in the region of $20 million. Now, the sale is led by a stunning 75.56 carat brilliant cut, fancy vivid yellow diamond ring. The estimate on it, $3 to $4 million. The term fancy vivid represents colored diamonds of the highest quality in color saturation. A diamond of the size and color is truly exceptional. Also featured is a cushion-cut, fancy yellow diamond ring of 34.12 carats, mounted in platinum and 18-karat gold, and a pear-shaped fancy intense yellow-greenish diamond ring of 7.11 carats set within a circular-cut pink diamond surround. Colorless diamond jewels on offer include an important D-color marquee cut, and this is a diamond ring of 18.80 carats and two perfectly matched impressive circular cut diamonds of 20.02 and 20.01 carats set in a single stone ring. And this is a sale that we'll be keeping an eye on with that 75.56 carat fancy vivid yellow coming up. We know we talked about in the past there's a big pink coming up. They think that could go for $28 million. There's a big blue that's going to be on sale for, they're saying possibly $55 million. Harold, we're in the fall now. We're starting to get to the point where we're going to see some auction results. We'll have the argyle tender here in a week or so. It's an exciting time for diamonds.
It certainly is. That 75-carat vivid yellow diamond ring, oh my God, that is the most beautiful diamond. Vivid, meaning it's got the highest saturation of color. It is just absolutely magnificent. The diamond market is on fire. There's no doubt about it. With currencies changing all over the world, there is no doubt that owning a diamond is a very, very smart investment. Just look at our Canadian clients. Even a couple of years ago, they were able to buy diamonds when the Canadian and American dollar were even. Now you're up 30% just on the currency alone, let alone how much the actual diamond has gone up. So we're just ecstatic about what's happening in diamonds. That diamond that we put up last week, that .18 round, fancy, vivid, yellow-green, sold within 5 minutes of us opening the office on Monday, and that's a diamond that we cut ourselves. We have our own cutting facilities in New York and in Antwerp, Belgium. So it's just an absolutely outstanding diamond, and more of those will be coming in. So again, what we're trying to do at this point is just to make certain that our clients are in the right markets at the right time and in safe investments that are not going to lose your money. And again, you know, yellow diamond, flawless diamonds are doing extremely well. They're going up by about 15% a year. The argyles are doing about the same, but the vivid pink argyles are going up even more than that. They're just skyrocketing in price. So, again, we're just ecstatic with what's happening with argyle. We're going to learn what happened with the argyle tender almost any day now. And the fact is that the argyle mine is going to close very soon, within 5 years. So basically, owning an Argyle pink diamond is much better than a retirement savings plan. You know, the stock markets are so volatile, but the fact is that owning an Argyle pink diamond could make you 2, 3, 4, 500% or more over the next short while. So again, we're just very excited about what's happening in diamonds, and again, get the newsletter this week. Certainly look at the featured diamond. It's spectacular. It's a very large Argyle pink diamond. So again, we're just ecstatic with what's happening, and we think that the Argyle pinks will turn out to be one of the best investments you've ever made. On top of that, there are other diamonds that tend to come out of Argyle that are different colors. We have, and it just came out of GIA last month, September the 17th, it's a round, brilliant, 25-point, fancy, grayish, greenish, blue Argyle diamond that's numbered. It's insane. Again, I've never seen a diamond like this color, come out of the Argyle mine before. So, again, at this point, anything Argyle is good. Yellow Flawless is doing great. Greens and blues and oranges are exotic diamonds that are skyrocketing in price, and in the near future, we will be bringing to you some of those orange and green diamonds that are absolutely spectacular. So that's what's happening in diamonds, Randy. It's a great time to be in the rare color diamond business.
0.52 carat emerald cut fancy intense pink Argyle. And if you've ever wondered what an Argyle pink looks like and with the cut emerald, go to rarecolordiamonds.com, featured diamond of the week. And when you click on that link, it will take you to the video. It will have the information on the diamond, and it will take you through the video of that diamond, a full circle. And you can see the diamond from all the different aspects, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. As Harold was saying, you add into the fact that here in about 5 years, the Argyle mine will be going away. More than likely, they'll have a few diamonds tucked away, which will last, maybe 2 years after. But after that, then basically all the pink diamonds from the Argyle mine are going to be coming from the secondary market. And Harold, maybe explain to us what the secondary market means. And that's us, the investors.
Yes. See, what happens is that diamonds come out of the ground, and they're forced up through a volcanic eruption. They're and they're miles and miles below the Earth's surface. So basically, when a diamond comes out of the mine, it's obviously not cut and polished. It's a rough diamond. If you want to know what rough diamonds look like, contact me and I'll show you what rough diamonds look like. But when they do come out of the ground, they are sold to cutters and polishers that will cut and polish those diamonds. And once they're cut and polished, then they go to retailers primarily that will sell them to the jewelry trade. Our situation is different. We have our own cutting facilities. We cut and polish our own diamonds. But on top of that, we have a wholesale division and a retail division. And then we also have H. Siegel Fine Auctions, which is the only company of its kind in the world that is a secondary market for reselling diamonds. So, again, my company, fortunately, is involved in all aspects of the diamond business, and then we also own Diamante Atelier, which is our jewelry division that actually we own almost 5,000 pieces of museum-quality jewelry that will take your breath away. So we're just ecstatic with what our company is doing at this point. We're in the mining of diamonds. We're in the retail of diamonds. We're in the investment section. We've got all these aspects to help our clients make money in the rare color diamond market.
Speak with Harold about investing in diamonds, 1-800-432-1022. 1-800-432-1022. Go to rarecolordiamonds.com, take a look around, look at our featured diamond of the week, a 0.52 carat emerald cut fancy intense pink Argyle. And we've said this on past shows, and we say it again, as Harold mentioned it, I did as well, come Tuesday morning, because obviously it's holiday here in Canada and the United States. Come Tuesday morning, if you're interested in investing in that pink diamond, call Harold immediately. 1-800-432-1022, because the featured diamonds go very, very quickly. Now, Harold, I was on your website, and you have lots of different sections. Maybe take us through what your website has and where people can look if they're interested in taking a look at some of the diamonds that are out there, like pink diamonds and blue diamonds, green diamonds, yellow diamonds. There are loose diamonds, different sections, and people can really take a look at diamonds and get the pick of what they want?
You bet. So the way that we have the website set up is for educational purposes mostly. For those that don't know everything about the diamond market and need to know more about it, we can certainly help you there. So when you go to rarecoloreddiamonds.com, you're going to see a beautiful website. It's a spectacular website. We did a lot of work, and we work with a company out of Canada called Relentless Technology, and they do all of our websites and do a spectacular job. So when you go to the website, the first thing you're going to see is a investing section, and if you go there, there's a chart, and if you click on the chart, it's going to show you the case history of diamonds, how much they were worth back in 1980 and how much they're actually worth today, and how much they go up each year, and you'll be able to determine, because it will actually calculate for you how much diamonds will be 10 and 15 and 20 years from now. So again, it's a phenomenal website in the fact that it's going to educate you. We have a learning center. We have everything that you need to learn everything about the diamond market. On top of that, we do online seminars that are virtual. So you can do these actually from the comfort of your own home, and we could actually email them to you. You could actually sit down and watch a live seminar from the comfort of your own home on your computer, iPad, or iPhone. Then on top of that, we also have our collection of diamonds, and they're broken down into colors. So you can look at the yellow diamonds, and there's 3 different colors of yellow that we deal in. We deal in primarily fancy yellow, fancy intense yellow, and fancy vivid yellow. So fancy vivid being the highest saturation of color and the best diamonds. Then we also go to our pinks and our blues and our greens. So we carry magnificent diamonds, gorgeous diamonds. And then we also have links to other information. So everything that you're really going to need, you're going to be able to find on our website. And we're always improving it. In fact, we're going into high definition, and soon you're going to be able to view our website in high def. It's really going to be spectacular.
I know I was looking at the website on a 5K screen, which is an Apple 5K screen, and the pictures were amazing. And I can imagine when Harold takes his website to the next level and starts getting into high definition and 4K, and the pictures will even be more vivid and more just absolutely gorgeous to look at. You'll get a really good idea as what you're investing in. And this week's diamond, featured diamond from rarecoloreddiamonds.com, a 0.52 carat emerald cut, fancy intense pink argyle. Go to rarecoloreddiamonds.com, featured diamond of the week, 0.52 carat emerald cut, fancy intense pink argyle. Connect with Harold at 1-800-432-1022 or rarecoloreddiamonds.com. If you're interested in this diamond, call first thing on Tuesday morning. If you take a look at investing in diamonds, one of the things about diamonds, really, they're better than cash. Even U.S. dollars can fluctuate significantly and unpredictably. Obviously, the Fed is issuing them in record numbers, and when their value drops, as it logically must, your colored diamond investment can be your solid storehouse of value. And obviously gold, it's a storehouse of value as well. But one of the beautiful things about diamonds is that it's portable private wealth. In fact, you could have, and this is quite mind-boggling when you think about it, but it is true, with colored diamonds, you could hold the equivalent of a half a dozen or more new Rolls-Royces in the palm of your hand just by holding diamonds in your pocket, your hand. If you, as Harold has said, and Harold first brought this to us back in 2005 with a special report, Naturally Fancy Colored Diamonds, the best kept secret. And he said if you needed to get out of Dodge, you needed to relocate, diamonds would be the perfect way to do it. And you see these diamonds that are selling for millions of dollars, you definitely could put them in the palm of your hand, and that would equal a number of Rolls Royces. In fact, we have had in the past in our free weekly newsletter a picture of a flute, a champagne flute, filled with Argyle pink diamonds, and those were the diamonds for the entire planet for that year from the Argyle pink diamond tender. Basically, a quarter or a half a flute of champagne glass. And Harold, it goes to show the rarity aspect of this investment, yet at the same time, the portability and the privacy aspect as well.
You bet. You bet. It's just an all-around amazing asset to own, especially when there's this type of volatility. You know, the other thing is that the featured diamond this week, for those of you that do look at it, understand that, number one, an emerald cut is an extremely rare cut, extremely rare, and increases the value of the diamond. But the major thing about this featured diamond is the size of it. Even though you may look at it and say it's only a half a carat, 95% of Argyle pink diamonds are under a quarter carat. In actual fact, it's only diamonds over a half a carat that they will include in the Argyle tender. So you're looking at a diamond that is considered one of the largest Argyle pinks available today because, again, 95% of them are under a quarter carat. So we believe that particular diamond, investment-wise, in 5 or 6 years from now, could be 3, 4, 5 times the price that it is right now. And again, with the world the way that it is, and currencies devaluing, stock markets all around the world in trouble, and real estate not being a great investment at this point, Europeans call diamonds real estate in your pocket, colored diamonds. You could literally walk around with millions of dollars of diamonds in your pocket and nobody would even know it. But again, which is very important in the type of world that we're living in right now, because just look at the people in Greece. The people in Greece lost everything. And the fact is that the banks closed down for over a month and they couldn't get their money out of the bank. If you owned a diamond, you could have walked across the border, you could have sold it and be back in the game. You got now cash, you can feed the family, you can get back in business. It's that type of asset. And again, where most people, I would imagine, would think that those type of things are not going to happen here, they definitely can. The fact is that we've seen the Canadian currency drop by 30%, and soon it's going to drop by 40%. So, again, this currency devaluation is happening all over the world, and diamonds are sold at this point in U.S. dollars, but we can sell them in British pounds, euros, Swiss francs, Japanese yens, whatever the currency is strongest, that's where we're going to look to sell our clients diamonds when the time is right to do so.
RareColoredDiamonds.com, featured diamond of the week. Go to the website, RareColoredDiamonds.com, click on featured diamond of the week. You will see video of our featured diamond, the 0.52 carat emerald cut fancy intense pink Argyle. And as Harold was saying, you may think, oh, that's only a half carat, but for an Argyle, that is a monster. And one of the things that I really like about investing in diamonds as well, and we do joke about this from time to time, but it's very, very true. The enjoyability, the wearability of this investment. And so many people take a diamond that they've invested in from Harold, and they may turn it into a necklace, they may turn it into a ring, whatever they choose, but they can wear it out at a party. And it's amazing how they become sort of the focal point, the center of attraction. We saw that when Harold was here a few years ago in Edmonton for his seminar. Different people had rings that they had invested, diamonds that they put into rings that they had gotten from Harold. And those people were like magnets in that room, Harold, because everyone was gathering around them. The lady had her hand out, and you had a big crowd around, everyone oohing and awing. And that's the beauty of this investment. Yes, it is an investment, but there's the wearability aspect, and it's something that you just cannot find with anything else. As we like to joke, you can't go to a cocktail party and wear your real estate portfolio around your neck, or have a bond certificate or a T-bill, or you look pretty silly. But one thing we do know, as Liz Taylor, the great Liz Taylor, the actress, did, diamonds are a woman's best friend. And not only are they best friend when it comes to wearability going out, but a great investment as well, as her estate can attest to. A lot of the money went to charity, and those diamonds that were auctioned off about a year ago did very, very well at auction and were sold for dramatically more than what she actually purchased them for, or were given to her by different men over the years.
You better believe it. And we have the last 8 pieces of Elizabeth Taylor's estate, and amongst the greatest investment that you could ever possibly make. We saw back in 2011 that Christie's held an auction for some of her pieces, Elizabeth Taylor's pieces, the lesser expensive ones. And, for example, a pair of amethyst earrings that were supposed to sell for $50,000 to $80,000 sold for $800,000. Then the matching, those were the earrings, the matching brooch sold for $900,000, over 10 times what they estimated the value of these things to be. So, again, you're right, Randy. These are the type of assets that you can enjoy and get tremendous pride, wearing and enjoying as they're going up in value. And a lot of times, a diamond set in a ring or in a necklace or that type of thing will increase the value of that diamond substantially. So, again, we have over 5,000 pieces of colored diamonds that are in museum-quality pieces, and if you want to see the catalog for that, we'll gladly show you the catalog.
And I know, Harold, we've talked about this before. Your wife, obviously, she has access to some amazing diamonds. We know that. And she will wear them from time to time. And there was the story when you were in Las Vegas, and she was wearing a very spectacular ring, and went into a major jeweler, a top-end, high-end jeweler, and they were literally blown away at the ring that she had on her finger.
In actual fact, my wife was with a client of ours from Edmonton, just a little bit north of Edmonton, and she had on a magnificent deep orange diamond that was magnificent in a heart shape. And when we walked into Graff's, which is one of the highest-end jewelers in the world, in the Wynn Hotel in Las Vegas, and they saw her ring, they admitted that they have never seen an orange diamond like that in their lifetime. So, again, it was exciting because most people don't know that diamonds come in those type of colors, orange, green, blue. You're talking that blue diamonds, vivid blue diamonds back in 10 years ago, you could have bought for $200,000 a carat. Now they're $2 to $3 million a carat. That's how much those diamonds have gone up, and the same thing is happening with pinks. And the fact is that if you don't get involved in pink diamonds at this point, you'll never, ever get a chance to do this again. And there will never be another mine in existence that does what the Argyle mine does. And the Argyle mine produces 95% of the pink diamonds in the world, and it's about to close in 5 years. If you invested, for example, $100,000 in an Argyle pink diamond, a very high quality, that diamond could be worth $500,000 in the next 5 or 6 years or more, depending on how highly saturated the color is and how large the diamond is.
Connect with Harold, rarecoloreddiamonds.com. Take him up on his offer to speak with you personally and privately. Conversation, obviously, is confidential. 1-800-432-1022, 1-800-432-1022, rarecoloreddiamonds.com. Our featured diamond of the week is that 0.52 carat emerald cut, fancy, intense pink Argyle. And you can see it at rarecoloreddiamonds.com, featured diamond of the week. You can see video of the diamond there. And Harold, we have about 2 minutes left in our show. And yes, it's Thanksgiving long weekend here in Canada, and we give thanks for living in what I believe is one of the greatest countries in the world. Obviously, I'm biased, the greatest. And we're very thankful to be Canadians and live the life that we are and be able to make choices, free will choices, on obviously what we how we choose to live and what we choose to do, and we're very, very lucky in Canada, and it's
yes,
an outstanding place to live.
You better believe it, and I'm very, very proud to be Canadian. And when I think back to my childhood and going to the cottage country on the weekend and all the things that we used to do, again, it just brings a huge smile to my face. And thinking of Thanksgiving, it's my favorite day of the year. And growing up in Canada and having Thanksgiving, with family and things like that. And a lot of times we did it up north as the leaves were changing colors and all that. It was just a phenomenal time in my life. So I do wish everybody a fabulous Thanksgiving and a fabulous day off. We all deserve it.
Yes, we do. Thank you very much, Harold Siegel, for the great Thanksgiving long weekend show.
It's my pleasure. I wish everybody a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend and a very profitable day.
Our featured diamond, a 0.52 carat emerald cut, fancy, intense pink Argyle. If you're interested in this diamond, go to rarecoloreddiamonds.com right now. Click on featured diamond of the week, see the video. And remember, that due to the holiday here in Canada, Harold will be around Tuesday morning. So if you're interested in this diamond, phone first thing Tuesday morning, 1-800-432-1022, 1-800-432-1022. And obviously, Harold will be happy to speak to you about investing in this rare diamond. Happy Thanksgiving, long weekend. Don't eat too much. Eat lots of pumpkin pie, though, definitely. That's it, another edition of the World Financial Report on Radio with Harold Siegel and me, Randy Marshall. We will talk to you next week.